The Psychology of Hoarding. Why do some people never let go? Have you ever looked around your home and thought, maybe I have a little too much stuff? And then shrugged and went back to scrolling your phone? Yeah, same. But what happens when that little too much turns into way too much? Like, so much that your stuff starts owning you instead of the other way around? Today on the Life Pulse, we're diving into a fascinating and honestly pretty heavy topic. The psychology of hoarding. Why do some people just can't let go? Where does it start, and how can we spot it before it gets overwhelming? Let's dig in. First off, what exactly is hoarding? Is it just clutter? Is it a messy garage? A closet full of clothes you never wear? Well, not exactly. True hoarding goes beyond disorganization. It's a deep, emotional attachment to things, sometimes even things that most people would see as worthless, which makes it nearly impossible to throw anything away. And it's not just about being messy, it's about fear, guilt, and sometimes even grief, tied up in every single object. But why? What's going on in the mind of someone who hoards? One big theory points to attachment issues. When someone's experienced trauma, neglect, or major loss early in life, they may form stronger emotional bonds with physical items because things feel safer than people. Could it be that objects become a substitute for love, safety, or stability? Another theory suggests decision-making difficulties. If you've ever struggled to pick between two restaurants, imagine trying to decide whether or not to throw away a broken hairbrush that you might fix someday. The anxiety can be crippling. Could hoarding then partly be about avoiding the pain of making the wrong choice? And we can't leave out brain chemistry. Research shows that people with hoarding disorder often have differences in the parts of the brain related to organization, emotional regulation, and judgment. Is it possible that for some people the brain is literally wired to cling? Okay, so how do you know when a little clutter crosses the line into something more serious? Here are some signs. Extreme difficulty discarding items, even things with little or no value. Severe anxiety at the thought of getting rid of anything. Rooms becoming unusable because they're filled with stuff. Social withdrawal because inviting someone over feels impossible or embarrassing. Health hazards like blocked exits, fire risks, or pest problems. Have you ever known someone who fits these descriptions? Or maybe noticed some of these signs creeping into your own life? It can sneak up on you, and the reasons might not always be what you expect. Sometimes hoarding is tied to depression, or OCD, or even ADHD, where organizing and decision-making can feel overwhelming. Other times it follows a traumatic event, like losing a loved one, a divorce, or even a natural disaster. When the world feels unpredictable, hanging on to things can feel like a way to stay anchored. But here's the thing, hoarding isn't really about the stuff. It's about what the stuff represents. Memories, identity, hope for the future, or even just a desperate attempt to feel in control. Which leads us to the next big question. How can hoarding impact someone's life? On the surface, it's easy to say, just clean it up. But the truth is way more complicated. Severe hoarding can lead to relationship breakdowns, friends and family pulling away. It can also lead to physical dangers, like tripping hazards, fires, and infestations. Emotional pain is seen very often, constant guilt, shame, and loneliness. Hoarding can also bring financial stress with it, because storage units, shopping for more stuff, and maintenance all add up. And the worst part? Many people who hoard feel totally trapped. They know it's a problem, but the thought of letting go feels unbearable. Imagine living with that kind of inner tug-of-war every single day. So, What can we do about it? First, a reminder. Overcoming hoarding isn't about tidying up. It is about healing. And healing starts with compassion, not judgment. For yourself or for anyone else going through it. If you or someone you love is struggling, here are some steps to consider. Start small, really small, like one old receipt, one chipped mug. The key is to build momentum and rewire the brain's fear response. Ask the hard questions. Do I really need this? Does it bring me joy? Am I keeping this out of fear? Sometimes just naming the emotion attached to an item can loosen its grip. Set boundaries. Designate a keep zone, a shelf, a drawer, a single closet. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't stay. Creating physical limits can make the process feel safer and more structured. Get support. Therapy, especially cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can be incredibly effective for hoarding. Support groups, online communities, even working with a professional organizer trained in hoarding disorder can also help. Celebrate progress. Every small victory matters. Every box packed, every item donated, every decision made. It all adds up to real change. Be patient. Relapses happen. Hard days happen. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And here's an important one. Separate the item from the memory. Photos, letters, gifts, these things hold memories. But the memory doesn't live in the object. It lives in you. Finding ways to honor memories, like taking photos of special items before letting them go, can make the process less painful. Now, maybe you're thinking, I'm not a hoarder, but wow, I definitely hang on to more than I should. Well, that's okay. Most of us have emotional attachments to our stuff. It's human. But being aware, asking ourselves tough questions, and taking small steps toward intentional living, that's where the magic happens. After all, our lives aren't meant to be buried under piles of what-ifs and just-in-cases. They're meant to be lived, fully and freely. If this topic hit home for you, or if you're feeling inspired to take that first step toward a lighter, freer life, we'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment below. Tell us your thoughts, your experiences, or even the first item you're ready to let go of. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with someone who might need it, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives like this one. We're all about learning, growing, and making real changes together. This is the Life Pulse, where we come together to live our lives wiser and better.